Can you imagine being 30 years old and owning $24 billion? Yes, I can, but only because my imagination is so active. However, this young man doesn't need to daydream about living the life of the super wealthy because he has lived there since he was 24. Most importantly, he accomplished everything by himself. This is Luxury Wire, but before we talk about this smart kid who is destined to succeed Elon Musk, let's take a look at the other top 6 self-made billionaires in the world under 40 years old. At number 6 is Alexander Wang. As recently as May 2022, Alexander Wang attained the status of youngest self-made billionaire. Given that his company's artificial intelligence is tasked with assessing and quantifying the extent of the damage the Russian bombs in Ukraine did, he is likely one of the few people on the earth who genuinely benefited from Russia's invasion of Ukraine. This and other successful business transactions with the American Armed Services helped Wang's company take AI to new heights, making it one of the nation's largest high-tech businesses. With a net worth of $7.2 billion, Wang's personal bank account likewise surpassed the 9-figure mark. The young Asian American who created the business and holds a 15% stake in it left school as soon as the so-called summer project turned out to be a billion-dollar idea. Naturally, Wang hasn't yet displayed his cash. To maintain your billionaire status for longer than a month requires some work. Therefore, you wouldn't see this young man living in San Francisco now, driving a showy car or hurling cash from the Golden Gate Bridge. This young man is only 25. Give him some time and in a few years he'll undoubtedly purchase a $600 billion yacht. If the price seems a little excessive, just look up the inflation rates and hope that this is just a silly joke rather than a vision of the future. Number 5. Austin Russell. Russell, like Wang, dropped out of school to focus on building a successful business. Russell was once the youngest self-made billionaire. In addition to Bill Gates and Mark Zuckerberg, this individual will be used by lazy stoners to persuade their parents that attending college is not really that necessary. Austin did not leave Stanford University because he slept through 2 tests. Rather, he departed when his initiative gained some traction. Russell, like Wang, dropped out of school to focus on building a successful business. Russell, who is 26 years old, is presently valued at $1.6 billion. Additionally, the market value of his business, Luminar, has grown to $7.78 per share, or a total net worth of $2.67 billion. One of the key players in the creation of autonomous vehicles is Luminar. The company, which is a crucial partner of Volvo and Toyota in their attempts to develop self-driving cars, was founded and is led by Russell. If only he would be so nice as to add a little bit more lovely music instead of that awful beeping sound that may rip your eardrums out. His technology is also used to perfect parking assistance technologies and other near-proximity car alerts. Russell spends little to nothing of his money on unnecessary indulgences and, like the majority of the people on this list, utilizes it to grow his firm. The young billionaire did donate some of his wealth to charity, though. He gave the Central Florida Foundation $70 million, ranking him among the top donors of 2021. Additionally, he gave Team C's $4 million earlier this year, which demonstrates that his philanthropy was ongoing rather than isolated. Number 4. Andy Fang. One of the most mysterious people on this list is Andy Fang. The aspiring billionaire keeps his private matters private. On the other side, his entrepreneurial life is completely on display. By collaborating with Stanley Tang and 2 other Stanford University students to launch DoorDash, the intelligent Asian American gained a fortune. Furthermore, DoorDash is most likely who you use to order meal delivery if you reside in America and use the smartphone app. The firm was thought to control 60% of the U.S. food delivery market at the time of the lockout. When DoorDash reached its final valuation of $4.67 billion, Andy owned about 4% of the business. His big break came when Fang and his pals took the initiative and launched DoorDash. Being one of the year's largest IPOs, the company raised $3.4 billion in March of 2021. The source of Andy's $2.2 billion riches, however, is not solely DoorDash. The young entrepreneur is working on several little ventures that, with any luck, will grow into successful enterprises. He also makes significant stock investments, which is how he increased his wealth by $1 billion in less than a year. Like the majority of young business owners, he tries to put all of his earnings back into the company because he rarely makes large expenditures. But he was seen driving a brand new Mercedes-Benz C250. However, the expensive car is considerably less expensive than what we're used to seeing from other billionaires. The automobile has a price tag of $50,000 for the floor model and about $90,000 for the complete package. Number 3. John Collision. 12 years ago, John Collision, who had just turned 18, launched Stripe for the first time. He teamed up with his older brother Patrick, who is already 34 and is one of the world's youngest billionaires. With its sophisticated and reliable infrastructure that enables safe financial movement, payments, and other transactions, Stripe quickly became the foundation of hundreds of financial businesses throughout the world. The Irish-born businessman garnered enormous support from Sequoia Capital, Max Levchin, Peter Thiel, and Elon Musk in 2010. It's difficult to envision this initiative having any other outcome given the resources it has. At the age of 25, Collision made his first $1 billion when Capital G and General Catalyst massively invested in Stripe, bringing its value to $9.2 billion. The company's market value has expanded tenfold since then, and its net worth now exceeds $95 billion. John's wealth has therefore automatically increased, and he now has $11.4 billion in his bank account. As one might anticipate, John has not yet begun to spend his enormous wealth like all self-made billionaires. However, he does take pleasure in his pastime of flying aircraft. Although not as luxurious as any of the models we've previously highlighted on this channel, he has a private plane. Collision put $20 million into a 1,100-acre property next to Dublin's Western Airport, and he is currently in the process of buying the entire airfield. After all, it was there that he first learned to fly. This young businessman has a very bright future if he is as excellent at flying as he is at generating billions. And seeing him in the top positions of Forbes very soon won't be surprising anyone. And number 2 is Stanley Tang. Since he was 14 years old, the Hong Kong businessman has been on the path to success. With his ebook E-Millions, he rose to fame as an Amazon best-selling author back then. When he worked with Andy Fang, Tony Zhu, and even more, 3 of his Stanford University classmates and friends, his true potential was revealed. They joined forces to establish DoorDash. But for this creative mind, DoorDash was just the beginning. As one of the world's fastest rising billionaires, he was able to increase his net worth from $2.2 billion to $18 billion in just a few short years. Naturally, a business person with such keen insight is always in demand for presentations, talks, and other occasions. He doesn't spend a lot of money, but he does like to play poker once in a while. In a televised high-stakes poker game in August of 2021, he made one cold-blooded bluff that caught the attention of poker fans all over the world. With essentially nothing in his hand, he went all in, but he still succeeded in convincing his opponent that his hand was powerful. I suppose it's simple to remain composed when $2 million are about to disappear, since you know that's just almost a coin compared to your billion-dollar net worth. Now, before we go on with the wealthiest young man on this list, please hit that like button if you're enjoying this video so far. And at number 1 is Sam Bankman-Fried. This successful businessman is increasing his wealth every day. His net worth was only $22.5 billion just a few months ago, and he now has $1.5 billion more. What's his secret? He almost sleeps at work, I guess. Sam Bankman-Fried has earned a reputation for never leaving the office and even sleeping on beanbags to save time on the commute. This $24 billion businessman is frequently spotted wearing baggy shorts, unflattering t-shirts, unlike other billionaires who prefer to look sharp and are constantly dressed to the nines. This is because he believes in giving back to society as much as he can. According to Bankman-Fried, everyone should make an effort to maximize their financial gain, but instead of using it for themselves, donate it to the community. This young prodigy, who was born and raised on the Stanford University campus, has a differentiated perspective than most billionaires with golden toilets, jets, golden vehicles, and ultra-luxurious everything. He is one of the largest U.S. contributors and frequently chooses nonprofits to which he donates millions. Additionally, he is a major supporter of the Democratic Party, contributing $5 million to the 2020 Biden campaign. The cryptocurrency billionaire has recently stated that he may invest up to $1 billion in the 2022 elections. So that's pretty much it. These were the wealthiest young people in the entire planet. They clearly represent their generation because they all succeeded in amassing enormous fortunes through the use of the internet, contemporary innovation, and industrialization. Which one has struck you the most? Let us know about your thoughts and see you in the comments below. And if you want more of this, consider subscribing to Luxury Wire and turn on that bell icon so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.